We've got 2 hours to witness one of the UK's most rare phenomenon.
Locals say that it's dangerous and really difficult to predict.
If we don't witness it in this time window, we might not get to see it.
We're also going to go to the food heaven of Cartmel to see if it's really worth the hype. So follow us as we continue our tour in the Lake District.
Now you might be wondering what we're on about. It's a type of tide called the Artisan bow. And it's not just any tide, it's a tidal surge.
It's a rare and natural phenomenon. And what happens is, it's when the river and the tide meet each other and it causes a bit of a big wave and a surge. So if you have a look at the sands around here, they're actually, it's like quicksand, it's mud flats. Now, if you're out in it and you don't know about it, it can catch you off guard. And it can move faster than what you can get off the beach, so it can be extremely dangerous.
So we're in a place called Arnside. Up here is the River Kent, and down there is Morecambe Bay.
And we've been told that it's easy to underestimate its power. Now, we don't know what to expect, do we?
No idea.
I expect a bacon butty, to be fair. It's not the best day to come out. We got really excited for this, but now we've turned off, I'm not sure if I want to be here. There's some wind whistling that we can hear. Apparently they've got some sirens, haven't they?
Yeah, the sirens are really loud here just before the water comes in to warn people to get off, to move away.
If you saw our last video where we're in Meathop, apparently you can hear the siren over there. I think that's probably over here somewhere. Yeah. Not that we can see. There's not much tidal activity, is there, Claire? If I'm honest. Arnside looks beautiful, but there is a little place that's nearby called Cartmel. It's got 2 Michelin star restaurants.
Wow.
And apparently it's the home of the take-home sticky toffee pudding.
We love that.
Oh, we do actually, but we have Morrison's version. But apparently this is the actual version. So come on, let's go and get in and we'll find out if it's really as good as what they say. And then we'll come back and see if there's actually more of a bar than what there actually is.
Is it a bar?
Old man on the corner, selling pencils from a cup. Big man giving out orders. Turns to us, says, listen up. Listen. Oh, we're gonna die here. You gotta get out when you can. So you better say goodbye here. Come on, get in the van.
So we're in Cartmel Racecourse. There's a really large car park here. You can use it when there's no races on. Coaches are allowed, motorhomes are allowed, but not overnight.
One thing to note as well is that some of the spaces, if you've got a long motorhome, you might not be able to get in, because although you've got longer spaces there, it's for coaches and minibuses only.
We chose to park at the Causeway, which is just outside the village centre. At the car park, there are public toilets.
So one thing that we did see online was that they have AMPR, and some people got tickets, didn't they, even though they'd paid. So
there's a lot of very bad reviews for this car park, so please make sure you take a picture of your ticket. Cartmel is known as foodie heaven, and there's one thing you absolutely must do in Cartmel is try the sticky toffee pudding.
this is a village shop in Cartmel. It's the first place that started to do takeaway sticky toffee pudding. So we haven't got that much time before we have to get back. So let's go inside and have a look.
Cartmel's sticky toffee pudding is made with simple yet high-quality ingredients, and it's all about balance. Moist sponge, indulgent toffee sauce, and just the right sweetness. The sponge is made with dates, which provide a natural sweetness and a moist texture that's absolutely key to the pudding's success. Brown sugar gives the sponge its deep caramelized flavor, while a touch of baking soda helps give it that perfect, tender texture. The take-home version started right here at the Cartmel village shop, where they've been perfecting the recipe for decades.
Absolutely beautiful.
This was £4.20. So
Quite big.
It's not cheap, is it? Oh,
Nice.
it's delicious. So the lady in the shop said that this was started to be made in the King's Arms, which is here. It was served as a pudding, and then they moved over to, I think she said, the Grange.
Yeah.
Which is, it must be another building. And then they actually made this in the back of the village store where we got served. but now they've got a little bakery somewhere, and it's all brought across here. But you can go in, you can get a takeout, so this is all warmed up and beautiful, or you can even buy it so that you can take it home and microwave it or put it in the oven yourself.
If you ever get a chance to visit Cartmel, and if you're a fan of great food, you're in for a treat. Cartmel is home to 2 Michelin-starred restaurants, including L'Enclume and Rogan & Co., both known for their exceptional cuisine and innovative menus. So, while we wait for the boar, and by that I don't mean these two, why not take a moment to soak in the local atmosphere?
So this is the Priory then, Claire. So what do you know about this then, Claire?
So Cartmel Priory was founded in 1140 by the Earl of Pembroke. It's got a very varied history here.
Yeah.
Lots of interesting facts.
Okay.
Okay, the first one, it survived the dissolution of the monasteries by Henry VIII. So there's a reason for that. So as well as a monastic priory, it was also the parish church. It had a dual role. So it wasn't dissolved because it was still being used by the local people.
Oh, look at this stained glass
That's
window.
beautiful.
Okay.
So Andrew, in the early 14th century, during the War of the Scottish Independence, Robert the Bruce's forces, they raided parts of England,
Yeah.
including Cartmel.
Now, we're looking for a door, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's called Cromwell's door, and apparently there's a bullet holes in it.
Musket holes.
Is that from English Civil War?
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking for. But we're not sure which one's Cromwell's door. Is that it? I think that might be it, Claire.
Yeah, the old door.
We need to see if we can find somebody and see if that's actually Cromwell's door. Looks like the door's open.
Let's go in.
Hello. I can't believe how vivid that is.
We had a big talk about it on the, when it was,
Yeah.
revealed. But apparently churches, Church of England churches, if you go around this area, you'll find other big paintings as a tribute to King Charles II. And it was what they did at the time, when the new model came along.
So that's 400 years, did you say? 400 years?
1681.
1681. Now this is Claire and Andy from the future. We didn't really say much inside because 2 kind people let us in, didn't they?
We did, yes.
And we're not really religious, are we?
No.
We're not religious at all.
No.
But we do love a church.
The beautiful things.
The history that's inside them, this one I think was just absolutely amazing. So there were tombs in there were old pictures, and the size of it, you can't really comprehend how big it is, can you?
It's vast, yes.
When you get in there. And there are all these little structures and statues and all this dark woodwork, which were absolutely beautiful. And then the stained glass, I mean, the windows were huge, weren't they?
Massive.
Now, one thing that you'd said to me, I didn't quite believe you. You said there were a Wurlitzer in here.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I could see the pipe organ, but I didn't think that they'd have a Wurlitzer in a church. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Like having a jukebox in there, isn't it? But we got all these tombs, and I think, did they say the Cavendish family?
It still owned it, yes. They owned a lot of the land
Yeah.
around here.
So this is the pipe organ, which is what you'd normally see in a church. But I did actually find the Wurlitzer.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I had to put the camera up on a bit of a stalk.
Yeah.
But look at that, that's an old Wurlitzer. Really kind, the people that let us in. So, as we do most places, we give them a little bit of a donation for the upkeep. So that is Cromwell's door, we've had it confirmed. The big holes, that big hole there is where a musket is hit. And it did its job, the lady said, so it stopped them getting in. Now, you've told me that it's foodie heaven,
It is.
and we've had lovely sticky toffee pudding.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
to be fair, we've seen the 2 Michelin star restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I might be being a bit picky, but it's not mega foodie, so is there somewhere else to look at?
Now there is. It's called Unsworth Yard.
And here we are, as if by magic, like we might have done a bit of research for once. Artisan food and drink.
So let me tell you a bit about in here. There's a number of different establishments in here, little independents.
Yeah.
Cheese,
Yeah,
wine,
yeah.
beer, coffee shop,
Ooh,
and somewhere to stay.
but it sounds like it's got everything that we need. And this has been here since what? 1922. Look what I've found. I found some cheese in the window. Look at them.
They're bad boys, aren't
I
they?
wonder how much one of them is. guy was saying that if you look out the window, you've got a view of the Priory. And if you look, there's two levels. There's the top bit and the bottom bit. And it's a little quirk of the design that it's not actually centered.
Really?
Yeah, the middle post. And it's difficult to explain, but basically it's not lined up properly. Anyhow, Cartmel cheeses. We've got a cheese board.
Yeah, so it's a cafe here. You can get coffees and cheese.
And then we've got a
Brewery.
brewery.
To actually make beer here on site.
Do they?
Yes, we do.
Unfortunately, it's closed today. But you can see where they make it. And they've got a little bar. We're hungry now, so we're going to try and get into the King's Arms for something to eat. We're in the King's Arms where the sticky toffee pudding originated from.
It did.
Oh, we've ordered a Sunday dinner because it's Sunday today, isn't it?
We love Sunday dinner.
In fact, all four of us are having Sunday
Yeah.
dinner. So the dogs are having chicken and beef medley, and you're having what?
Chicken.
And I'm having beef.
She's a multi-poo.
And Claire's being very brave because the chicken's on the bone. You don't normally do that, do you?
No,
Got Yorkshire pudding though.
it's big pudding.
Tell you what, if you want a good Yorkshire pudding, get yourself to Cumbria. Well, I really enjoyed my Sunday lunch with you.
Fantastic.
But we're running out of time.
I'm running that time.
We've got to get back to see if we can find this boar. So we're going to leave Cartmel now.
Oh, we're gonna die here. You gotta get out when you can. So you better say goodbye, dear. Come on, get in the van. Take a drive out to the country. Look around.
Well, the boar's not turned up again.
I'm here. Before you say it.
We enjoyed Cartmel, didn't we?
Loved Cartmel, it's fab.
So I think we should tell everybody what we've done to prepare for this, because although it looks a little bit like we're not prepared, seeing as, I mean, that's supposed to be a river. That's what I heard. It's not much of a river,
Not really, no.
is it?
No.
Well, anyway, we've come here because apparently the boar is stronger around spring tides.
Yeah, and full moons.
Yeah, so spring tides, now, we don't really fully understand spring tides. Somebody will put us straight, no doubt. However, it was a full moon last night.
Yeah.
And apparently that pulls the tide in.
It's pulled it out.
I expected a bit more water, if I'm honest.
This doesn't look too dangerous. He agrees.
I've seen bigger tide marks on Bath when you've got out. But we'll keep waiting.
Unless we've missed it and got the times wrong.
I mean, you know, when you sold this idea to me, Claire, you said that we're all excited and we had to be there, but there's
Yeah.
nothing much happening. Even birds haven't moved off. And if it's coming that way, it's got a fair way to go, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. We're going to be here a while.
If you want to come and see this yourself, not that it looks like we're experts at it really, what you've got to do is find when high tide is and then come down 2 to 1.5 hours before, which is what we've done. High tide is in under 2 hours now, but as we say, there doesn't seem to be any tide whatsoever. Are you sure this is the sea and the river and not just like a big muddy field that
Yeah,
we've come
no,
to?
I'm certain of it. It's the largest expanse of mud flats in the UK.
It's very eerie today, isn't it?
Do you mean cold?
It's cold and eerie. I mean, I don't want to put a downer on it, but if the boar is created with the river coming down here
Yeah,
and the sea
coming up.
coming up here, surely we need a bit of river to come down. River's not coming down,
Where's the river
Claire.
gone? Is that it?
I couldn't understand it. What have I done wrong? I checked the tide, I checked the moon. Problem that I've got is that I've done the whole weekend based on this idea, and if you don't turn up, then I'm gonna have a video with nothing to show for it. It's all a bit embarrassing. I don't think anything's gonna happen quick, is it? Nothing seems to be moving.
No, not even a small bit. Hey, looking good in your chinos.
I don't know about you, but I think I'll get back in the motorhome. and then we'll just wait a little bit. Shall we do that?
Yeah.
Been and got a coffee, haven't we?
It's not here yet.
It's not as exciting as what I thought it'd be.
No, it's not remotely exciting. It's a rare, global phenomenon.
It's certainly rare. I think we've picked a bad day for it. It's nice to see Ironside all coming to life though. People are waking up. Looks like the tide's really far out.
So it's not remotely coming in yet.
It's not really surging, is it? I think I get a bigger surge when I cough.
So one thing to tell everybody, you can park your camper vans on this front, but not overnight.
I mean, it was sold to us as a surge.
I'm concerned we've got the high and low times mixed up.
I've been on loads of different apps and they all say the same thing, but there's a 2 metre difference between now and high tide. So if you have a look at that, like 2 metres is that lamppost there up to maybe, what?
The yellow sign.
Yeah, just above it.
Yeah, it's quite significant.
Not the yellow, the second yellow sign.
Yeah.
So if you think, well, if you put that against that wall, that's quite a bit, but it just doesn't seem like anything's moving.
And if it's a surge, where's it surging to?
It surges from the sea, it's the moon pulling it, isn't it?
It's a very, very, very complicated topic, isn't it?
We're a bit confused, really, aren't we?
It's fascinating and I don't quite understand it. It absolutely blows my mind.
Let us know in the comments, have we got this wrong? I mean, have we got high tide wrong?
So high tide is when the moon's pulling it in. So what's low tide? When it's pulling it out? I don't know. So what tide is this? If it's not high and not low, what is it then? Just like medium?
Slack tide, raw tide.
High tide. Oh, that doesn't make sense.
Back tide. It's the worst showing of back tide I've ever seen. Now, when you said, oh, it's rare, we should go and see it, the word rare never registered in my head that we probably won't see it.
It's a rare global phenomenon. So if it's not happening here, then, you know, it's not really happening, is it?
Well, it's definitely not happening.
We've not heard a siren, actually. That's a good point. So nobody's worried at the moment.
Nobody's worried.
Actually, that's a really valid point. There's no siren.
There's no siren.
So there's no concern. So it's not happening. We're looking for the surge, but there's no siren. We might not get to see it today. I don't think we'll have any subscribers that have been here to see this.
You don't think so?
That's a massive thing I've just said.
Oh, you've just thrown gauntlet down there. Let us know.
I don't think anybody that's watching this has seen the onside bow.
It's like when you go and see Northern Lights. I know loads of people spent quite a significant amount of money to see them and not see them. I've been searching for the Northern Lights for years, never seen them, and then I put bins out and they were up above my head. It's true.
I know it was.
True story.
You took a picture and came in, didn't you?
Cost me nothing. Even up birds have come out now. They're on mud flats. Why would they come out if they were coming in? They know stuff. They're in tune, aren't they?
Yeah, there's no surge coming here.
I can see it.
Can you?
Yes, I can. Hang on. Look, it's here. I can actually see it. Yes, I can see it. Quick, run. Watch that.
We can see it.
Here it is.
Surge-tastic. So is that it?
Look at it moving in.
Actually, we're joking, but that's quite fast, isn't it?
It's very fast. It's doing about 3 knots.
Did you ever think in your life you would see the surge?
Well, I didn't even know it existed, but when I was sat in the van, I must admit, I didn't feel like I would ever see the surge. But there it is.
We've not heard a siren.
No.
Look at that.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
You can hear it, can't you?
You can. So, the thing is, to see the ball properly, you've got to have the river coming down. So, I'm not sure what the conditions are for that, because we didn't have the river coming down, did we? But
No, so maybe that's when it's a bit more spectacular.
yeah, you just get a big wave.
Yeah.
Now, there are videos on YouTube. Well, there's one in particular where you can see it. There aren't that many. That's why we thought it were worth coming, but what a great thing to see.
So would you recommend the bow?
I would do, yeah. I think I would. Can you see it? Look at the
Yeah, I
wave.
can, yeah. So yeah, we would say come to Artisan if you're passing, because it has some lovely independent bars and cafes as well.
And just off camera, we did have a bit of a cheeky bacon sandwich, didn't we, from the deli, which were very nice. So, thank you for watching. We hope that you found this interesting. We thought it was going to be a bit of a disaster, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were a little bit worried, but it turned out to be really cool.
But
So-
nature's phenomenons are really, don't pass them by.
No, let us know if there's any other cool phenomenons that you can see. Now, I've heard that the Severn is good. Is it the Severn? River Severn, there's a bar there and it's massive.
Okay.
So, thank you for watching. We shall see you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Words